Innovative educators with Brooke Folgers. Find community, find strategies, find hope. I'm going to an education conference in a few weeks, and there's so many sessions about AI. Many of them are focused specifically on AI for learning, so student facing. How are students using AI effectively in the classroom? I have a lot of feelings about this because I really think that helping kids become lifelong readers of books is the most important thing we can do as teachers. But I recognize that AI has quickly become something I had no concept of to being woven into so many parts of life. So this leads me to the question, what are ways we can use AI to innovate education? And then when I started thinking about this question, I decided to go one step further with my innovation train of thought. How could AI increase equity in education? It feels somewhat subversive and a little bit better, I guess, to use AI for this aim. And I have a few ideas about using AI to increase equity in education. And these are things that I've done that I find AI really useful for. The first is family communications. Why use AI for family communications? Well, often we write, or maybe ChatGPT writes, our family communications, and they are tailored to white middle class families. We use language that is academic or assumes that all caring adults of learners have deep understanding of all things U.S. public education system. Education research and reports are constantly reporting about the attendance crisis in public schools. And I really think the first way we start to address this is through family communication and family engagement. So, how do you use AI to make your family communications more accessible? Next time you have something you're going to send home to caring adults, ask AI to make it easily translatable and ask AI to put it at a sixth grade reading level. The communications we send home to parents should be easily accessible and easily translatable. The impact of this is we start to build better communication with families. This is just the start on family engagement. And if you want to go one step further, you could even ask AI to create 3 to 5 family engagement questions about your newest unit for families to talk to their learners about. These questions are directed at adults, but for adults to share their knowledge and experience related to class content with learners. Example, for a unit on photosynthesis, AI might generate questions like, what is a memory you have of planting something? The second way we can use AI to increase equity in our classrooms is using AI to help us find texts for our students. I stumbled upon this discovery at my high school where we've had a literacy initiative across all content areas. And what I didn't know before this initiative was how challenging it is for non ELA teachers to find text for students to read. I just never given it any thought before. And teachers finding texts, finding readings for kids became one of the biggest barriers to implementing our literacy initiative. Teachers felt they didn't have time or skills to find appropriate text for their content area. So, what I saw starting to happen was teachers asking AI to write a text for them, which AI would then produce a text that was purely AI written, not an authentic text from an authentic source. So, I started showing these teachers how to use AI to find texts. So, next time you need a text for your class, don't ask AI to write you a text, but ask AI to find you a selection of texts on whatever the topic is. Let's say it's the civil rights movement. I could ask AI to find me a handful of articles about the civil rights movement that would be accessible to grades 4 through 10, but don't rewrite the original text. This is once again an opportunity to use AI for reading level differentiation. It's also important to give kids choice with text. So this is a really easy way to get a number of texts that kids can choose from. This will save you time as a teacher, but still give your students an authentic reading experience. The last way that I think we can use AI every day in our classroom to increase equity is specifically in the math classroom. With Common Core standards came the advent of more word-involved math classes. Students started writing sentences about how they solved problems, and the way that we taught math just shifted. But there was not that much focus on teaching math teachers how to teach math reading and writing. And if we aren't going to equip math teachers to be experts at teaching learners to read like a mathematician, the least math teachers can do is have culturally responsive questions that can take a challenging word problem and make it accessible. Culturally responsive means it integrates learners' cultures and identities so they can understand content. We should be teaching kids to read like a mathematician and to write like a mathematician. That is a much bigger hill to climb than culturally responsive problems in our math class. This is something, if you're a math teacher, you could implement tomorrow. So how do you do it? Take whatever word problem you have that is likely, if it came from a textbook written more than a year ago, maybe even in the last few years, is centering white middle-class America in their problems. Take that problem, put it in AI, and ask it to make it culturally responsive to, and then describe your student population. Be careful to not generalize or overspecify unless you are sure of your student's culture. Ideally, then, for my students and what I know of their culture and heritage, instead of a golf course car rental fee word problem, it's a quinceañera venue rental fee problem. Instead of home renovation projects, which assume everyone owns a house, it could be a word problem about a community mural or a community church needing repairs. Instead of standard American kitchen measuring cups and teaspoons, it could be a word problem about bunches of grapes, bags of potatoes, handfuls of whatever, counting eggs. There's so many things that we don't even notice are making assumptions about the students in front of us, and therefore are blocking students from accessing content. By having math problems that are culturally responsive to our students, we can help kids see themselves in the math classroom. This is increasingly important because I fear we are falling back, or maybe we just never got away from, kids categorizing themselves as math or English language arts kids, but not both. Our future and our learners' ability to have hope for their future is contingent on their ability to see themselves as problem solvers, not content area experts. So, how are you going to use AI tomorrow to increase equity in your class? Will you use it for family communication, to find the next reading your students will do, or to make some more culturally responsive math problems? Let me know what you find and how it went in the comments. See you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to follow the show so you don't miss what's next. Leaving a quick review really helps us reach more innovative educators. Join us next Tuesday.